Hey folks, welcome back. I believe the stream just fired up. I'm just kind of typing a little message into the chat just so folks know in case I'm not responsive right away. I'm not going to actually be able to see the chat window, and I'm kind of doing that intentionally. I can't rub my head and pat my belly at the same time. Either I'm slapping myself in both places or I'm swirling my hands around in both places. It's a nightmare. So anyway, that said, I'm going to kind of do this in spurts. I'll get a little ways into it. I'll take a break. I'll come back on camera. We'll chat. Maybe then I'll go get myself back out of the way. We'll get back into gameplay. So guys, don't worry. My image will not be in the way during gameplay. I'm absolutely going to go ahead and remove that. So before I get into this, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, those things are always appreciated. Now guys, this is going to be just a real quick intro, and then I'll get out of the way. Mastering the Great Plateau. Huge head start to your game. New players, you can do this stuff. Veterans, you're in for a little bit of a treat here. If you're a DLC user, there's some extra goodies, not gonna lie. But if you're a non-DLC user, don't worry guys, when we step away from the Great Plateau, we're gonna be armed and suited up appropriately. You're gonna feel very overpowered right off the Great Plateau. Matter of fact, right off the Great Plateau, like right next to the Great Plateau, as soon as I get the paraglider, we can go get some Garuda weapons. That'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, those really dish out a good amount of damage. And just finishing setting up technical stuff here. I saw my red light come on. That's never good. That means internet isn't cooperating. And I cannot control the internet, folks, so fingers crossed we have a decent stream tonight. There's a big black bug in the bottom of the water bucket. Uh-oh. Standby one. Okay, I just got it. Yeah, we're okay. It looks like I forgot to turn off the monetization. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll do that. Hopefully, it still allows me. The bad thing about the monetization is it like pauses. So like I'm still doing things live and I don't know there's a commercial break going on. So yeah, that's a big problem. So anyway, guys, yeah, huge head start right off the Great Plateau here for DLC and non-DLC users alike. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way, and guys, we're going to get into this. New game, absolutely. This is new. Okay, so I guess that's a Switch 2 upgrade. Getting the option for more than one save file, and you guys have no idea how much I wished I had that. Especially going back 7 years ago. What was that? The old Wii U. Yeah, that was not an option. I had like 20,000 profiles, one for each save file. It was ridiculous. Alright guys, really cool start to a video game. Like,
open your eyes.
I'll never forget my first playthrough. You know, you got that beam of light there and you're kind of wondering what's going on, then you realize, oh, okay, I was cracking open my eyes. No memory, you have no idea what's going on, you wake up in this blue bath. I mean, talk about this being a forever game of mine. I've played this 1,000 times, and every time I restart a new game, it's like I'm playing it again for the first time. I absolutely love Breath of the Wild. Don't get me wrong, TOTK is cool too, Tears of the Kingdom, but it doesn't quite have the same feel. Main differences are Breath of the Wild is very minimally invasive on cutscene stuff. Bare minimum. But wow, they really, and I mean really put the time into the loot in this game. It's everywhere. TOTK is kind of like flip-flopped. TOTK, it's got really amazing cutscenes, really amazing storylines. They really put a lot of time, effort, and energy into that, and it shows in the game. But the loot, not quite as exciting. But a big, allure to me in a video game is the looting. I just love picking up a random rock and finding something awesome under there. Alright guys, so go ahead and grab your Sheikah Slate. This is going to be your PDA.
That is a Sheikah Slate.
Apparently they had digital devices
it will help guide
in
you
ancient
after a long
Hyrule.
slumber.
Alright folks, so if you're following me from previous Breath of the Wild walkthrough, guys, thank you so much for watching that. I know the videos were bad quality, sound was bad quality, but, you enjoyed them anyway, you commented, you supported it, thank you. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. So hopefully this remake, it'll be as good if not better, because guys, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I was trying to consider the non-DLC users. I'm like, okay, how can I arm up, suit up, and eat up right off the Great Plateau without having the Phantom Ganon armor? And guys, I found it. I got a solid path forward. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so for you new folks, go ahead and don this. You got 2 defense rating now. That's the armor rating down there right underneath where it says old shirt on the bottom right. And that number is going to keep going up. Right here on the Great Plateau, we'll get some pants. And we'll put on some different pants, and those pants will double our defense rating.
That will show you the way.
So I keep talking about mastering the Great Plateau and just getting a real big head start to the game. Guys, there's so much to cover. Like, my brains are literally exploding right now trying to think of it all at once. But the main thing I want to talk about right now is there is a hidden stat in the game, and I discovered it 7 years ago, which is why I built the playlist. Very few people, if no one, knew about it. I just kind of did my tree, my trial and error tree is what I call that. And I kind of nailed down what was happening. So there's a hidden stat that drives things like silver enemies, weapon drops, weapon bonuses, weapon leveling. Pretty much everything hinges around this hidden stat. I call it KO credit, kill credit. Call it what you want. But it is definitely a thing. It is definitely embedded in the game. And somebody actually just reached out to me recently on email and said, yeah, it's more known now. In fact, somebody did some data mining in their spreadsheets about this whole thing out. I haven't personally had time to go, track those down yet, but that is a pretty cool thing that, it's becoming more known. But yeah, guys, that hidden stat, that KO credit, the reason that's so important is because you want the good weapons. You want the good weapons so you can kill pretty much anything you come across with absolute ease. Okay, another thing that KO credit drives, it levels the weapons. So some of these weapons are going to be fixed. You're going to find a crappy weapon in a chest, and it's going to be that way the whole game. Most of the weapons you're going to come into contact with, whether it be in a chest or held by an enemy, is going to be on a leveling system. And that KO credit I was talking about, that drives that leveling system. So real soon here, right off the Great Plateau, guys, we're going to get the bone system. DLC users, you're going to get that right away. Non-DLC users, there's going to be another video or two in there somewhere, but we're going to get you the exact same thing. Once we go get that, guys, it's hunt time. You're going to be killing Lynels with ease. Lots of Lynels. I found a couple more Dragon Bow Moblin Clubs we'll be getting real early. And look at that. I'm talking, getting excited, not paying attention. You guys just saw that beetle fly away. For you new users, walk around here kind of slow. Reason being is you can actually... I scared him away too. Or that might have been wildlife that scared them away. I'm not really sure now. But anyway, yeah, you can walk painfully slowly here, and you can scoop up insects. It's kind of like stealth. Only we don't have the stealth clothing yet, so for right now we just gotta walk painfully slowly. But guys, these beetles are important, and I really wish I didn't let any get away. because I'm going to make some attack power elixirs with those. But as you can see, there's still quite a few left here. I didn't quite scare them all away. Not only that, you might find a hightail lizard or two. They might be on a tree, they might be on the floor, and they kind of look like a branch. And it's holding real still, of course, right up until you walk right up on the thing. So yeah, getting back to KO credit, guys, leveling system, that also levels the enemies. So I've got a little bad boy nest we'll be checking on periodically right by a shrine. That starts with 1 blue bobkin and all the rest are reds, but there's a leveling bobkin in there also. So I know that my game is starting to progress in that KO credit when I go back and that one of those red bobkins is blue. So then there will be 2 blue bobkins. I progress that leveling system even further with the KO credit. Then, you know, they turn into black bobkins. From there, silver bobkins. And every time you see an enemy bump, you're also going to get a weapons bump. It might be a new weapon, so a knight's weapon might turn to royal weapon. It might be a knight's weapon with a bonus on it, like attack power up. Royal weapon, you know, just it's just going to flow, guys. Like, you're going to be absolutely mind-boggled at how fast this weapon system is going to progress in our gameplay here. Okay, once again, I'm not paying attention. I should have walked up real slow on that butterfly and scooped him up. That's going to be for cold protection. But, you know, I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to my game here as I proceed. So anyway, for you new players, go ahead and talk to the old man here. There's definitely some storyline. Again, it's bare minimum. But I'm just going to go ahead and skip that for now just for the sake of time. And all this stuff I'm collecting, folks, I'm going to cook it up. So this is going to be our primary source of heart recovery. It's not like typical Zelda game for you old school fans out there where you just have a whole bunch of heart containers laying all over the land and you can pick them up and replenish your hearts. It doesn't quite work that way. We've actually got to cook stuff up and use that for heart replenishment. So I'll show you how to do that here real briefly. And you can toss out 10 items at once. So it just kind of speeds the cooking process up a little bit. Just be careful because they can like burn and disintegrate. So you have to be kind of quick to pick them back up. But go ahead and do that with your mushrooms. And go ahead and do that with whatever apples you've scooped up at this point. We're about to encounter our first bad guy. Alright, I'll come back to this. Go ahead and grab that axe. It makes a decent two-handed weapon. Look at that, I just let a lizard get away. I'm telling you guys, I'm missing out. Getting too excited here. Talking about all the leveling that's coming up. So yeah, right here on the Great Plateau, there's going to be rocks. Pick up all the rocks in the whole game. You might find just, you know, something random like a cricket under there or just a rupee. But you might find gemstones, which you can sell for rupees. And always spam that button when you pick the rock up. Always spam that A button. Because sometimes, you know, Link will accidentally put the rock back down and it negates whatever rupee might have been there. I don't know if they fixed that. But it definitely used to be a thing. So I pick the thing up and I kind of keep walking under it so the rock falls behind Link. You might want to practice that a little bit. But basically I just keep walking in whatever direction I was going in when I picked up the rock. That way if there's a rupee there, you walk right into it, you collect it, and all is right in the world. Alright guys, first enemy. He's just a red. 4 swings of the tree branch here is going to make him drop his tree branch. Then you can pick it up and beat him to death with it. It's pretty awesome. I don't know what makes him more mad, the fact that you're kicking his butt or the fact that you used his own tree branch against him. But anyway, just kind of, you know, be aggressive, dive right in, swing away. If he hits you, he hits you. It's only about a quarter heart damage, so it's not the end of the world. As a matter of fact, you might want to get used to putting down frequent saves. Now, the game is already going to do frequent auto-saving, guys, so, you know, one thing that you really don't have to worry too much about is death. And I know, guys, that's easier said than done, especially for new players out there. Things are going to be big, scary, noisy. Your adrenaline's going to be going, your hands are going to be sweating, you're going to be fumbling buttons all over the place like a monkey trying to play football on ice with other monkeys. So that's kind of like what it looks like on my controller when I'm fumbling buttons. But anyway, yeah, just, you know, like I said, be aggressive, dive right in, start swinging. If you die, you die. No harm, no foul. Reload that save. And give it another go. Another thing, too, is every time you enter a new area, autosave. Every time you collect a treasure chest, autosave. Every time you get a Koroks seed, autosave. Every time you do something else random, autosave. So, like, you're never very far away anyway from your last save. But you know, sometimes one of those things don't trigger an autosave for a little while. You might have scooped up a few beetles or something. So I just always recommend putting down that hard save anytime you're getting ready to get into combat, especially new players out there. Alright guys, so that's pretty much my spiel for now on the leveling system, and for new folks this might sound overwhelming. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you guys through all this stuff. We're going to do it one stage at a time. Right now we're just, you know, focused on mastering the Great Plateau. Alright guys, so getting back... Oh, Sneak Strike. Well, never mind, it's too late now. Now he's going to have a better weapon. That's stronger. So yeah, we definitely want to, you know, go ahead and start that weapon progression right now. Anytime you see a Decayed Guardian, always spam A right up next to it. You should get a free monster part. And guys, these are important, so make sure you're collecting those. Pretty much everything the game gives you, take a moment to collect it all, guys. Even apples, everything sells. Everything has a value. A lot of this stuff is used for super suit upgrading. So just collect every single thing the game gives you. From apples on. Alright, so anyway, we don't really have a map yet. And you might have noticed that that voice kicked in there and it said, check your Sheikah slate. So go ahead and push the minus button. And that should show you your map here where we're heading. I'm not going to go straight there just yet. We're going to kind of break off, go up to the right here just for a moment. We're going to go up toward this Cathedral ruin. There's some more goodies in there, guys. And speaking of weapon upgrades, there's soldiers. So there's a progression of weapons. We start out at Travelers, or monster equivalents of Travelers, which is kind of what I'm holding. And then from Travelers, it goes to Soldiers. So we're going to be getting Soldiers' weapons here in just a moment. It's going to start with a bow up there on top of the Cathedral. But there's also a couple of Soldiers' broadswords, which are super powerful. It's triple the attack power of the Soldier's broadsword. Or the Traveler's sword, excuse me. So yeah, absolutely going to go ahead and progress. Getting back to, you know, armor. Uh-oh. Where did that thing go? Man, Link was like Nolan Ryan right there. Did you see that? He threw that barrel halfway across Hyrule. Alright, always take the time, too, to sort your inventory. Keep your inventory sorted, because the thing to the right, if you have more than one, is going to be the one that you've already put, you know, more use on, so it's closer to breakage. The things with the little sparklies, that means it's unused. So again, the one to the right, kind of like reading a book backwards, I guess. That's the one you want to trash first, and then you can kind of bump her over, you know, kind of keep going with your weapons. Alright, so anyway, getting back to, you know, progression, we got better armor, guys. There it is. Now notice that number just jumped from 2 to 4. Booyah. That means you can take more licks, and, you know, it's even less and less damage. Incoming damage. So we're just going to follow this walkway up again, kind of heading toward the Cathedral here. There's really not much in this little cubby. Maybe insect flying around, I can't really tell. Yep, that was a butterfly. So I'm going to try to show you the butterfly now. And again, these are important. I'm not going to scoop up every little one, but I need to get a few at least so I can demonstrate how to cook the elixirs. And also, you know, of course I'm going to need my own cold protection too when we get up into the snow biome. So yeah, just go ahead and follow the path on up. We got more Guardian parts coming up. And guys, there's to-dos here in the lake, but we're going to wait until we get our bombs and stuff after we get through all the shrines. So I'm just going to kind of do an accelerated lap around the Great Plateau for right now. Getting all 4 shrines, getting all the superpowers unlocked. Once we get all the superpowers unlocked, we'll get the paraglider. And then that really opens up the Great Plateau for, you know, finalized looting, farming, collecting treasure chests, other stuff that would have otherwise been accessible or hard to get to, especially for newer players. Okay, that weapon's about to bust. Okay, go ahead and go on into the Cathedral. Immediately to the right, we're going to get our first bow and arrows. Now again, this bow isn't going to be anything great. It's going to be Travelers, which is, you know, again, bottom of the barrel. But we're going to go ahead and get an upgrade to that right here in the Cathedral. So yeah, I broke all the pots, got some free arrows. There's our Traveler's bow, boy. Alright, once that's done, go ahead and make mental note of the goddess statue here. So I just pushed in my right joystick in case you're wondering how I did that. But yeah, make mental note of that. Once we get the 4 shrines done, we can trade in the spirit orbs we get out of those shrines in for a heart container or stamina vessel. Which brings me to my next big topic, guys. You're going to have a choice. You can either get more heart containers or more stamina vessels, and you're wondering which one should I choose. The no-brainer is always going to be heart containers, right? Actually, I've played the game both ways, and honestly, you're better off getting the stamina vessels. Now that might sound counterintuitive. You might be thinking, you know, 3 heart containers, aren't I going to die a lot? Yes and no. So yes, you're going to die a lot anyway if you're a new player. I found that out pretty quickly when I was going after them heart containers. But not having the stamina, guys, that got me killed. I couldn't run away. I couldn't climb. I couldn't use my bullet time, bow and arrow in the air. That slows down time. That stamina, folks, it's your everything. Consider it a lifeline. So I 100%, hands down, absolutely, unequivocally recommend going for the stamina first, guys. All the stamina wheels. All 3 stamina wheels. So yeah, I know, again, it sounds counterintuitive, but as you continue on through the overall walkthrough here, you're going to see that in action, and you're going to be glad you did. Not only that, when we get out on some of these monster hunts I keep talking about, folks, you're going to absolutely need that stamina for combat. So what do you do about the 3 heart containers? I know, that's a concern. Don't worry. We're going to the rainforest first, guys. Just like in my first video series. Rainforest first. Absolutely, hands down, unequivocally recommend rainforest first. Reason being, you can get meals cooked up and lots of them. That gives you just tons and tons and tons of extra heart containers. So folks, your heart containers are never going to be a problem. Oh yeah, other stuff in the rainforest. Holy guacamole, where do I even start? Like, where do you even start? The rainforest has it all. Stamina, attack power meals, the heart meals that I just talked about, super suit stuff, weapons, armor, royal weapons, everything juicy. Rupees, especially for you non-DLC users, guys, you're going to need rupees. The super suits are not cheap. We're going to go to Cathedral, go get a stealth suit. Then we're going to go right out to Gerudo, and we're going to get what the game calls the Radiant suit, which I call the Bone suit. So either way, guys, we're going to have that Bone system. And I keep talking about this system, guys. I'm going to get more to that later on. But basically, the system is just all of it. It's the meal you eat in conjunction with the weapon you choose, in conjunction with the super suit you choose, in conjunction with the enemy type you're killing. It all plays in, it all factors in. So I've got that down to a real science. And again, I'm going to walk you guys through all that as we go here. But for right now, let's have a little bit of fun with some combat. Now, guys, right now, we've just been kind of running up to enemies, la 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 la, swinging our weapon, you know, it's been a lot of fun. But from now on, we're going to be a little bit more strategic, because there's going to be multiples. So there's going to be some multiples up there, archers, plus a bad guy with a shield. He's a little different. A couple of guys right down below here. Now, there's not a stat, but a mechanic in the game. You can get some airtime, take out that bow with that right trigger, but notice this chews up stamina. So right now with 1 stamina ring, that's not a lot of time in the air. So I might be able to kill one of these guys with 2 headshots, but that would be about it with the amount of stamina I have. So that's just another reason, guys, to get that stamina early game. Absolutely. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. I think they call it bullet time. I don't know if that's an official name, but uh-oh. Oh no! Bomb barrels, danger, danger, danger. But notice, 1 heart, 1.5 hearts, 2 hearts, because Link wanted to roll down the hill and damage his shoulder, elbow, neck, and spleen. So he took a little extra damage there than he otherwise needed to. But this is why we cook the food, folks. And by the way, this kind of stuff happens in my walkthroughs constantly. And that's okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to do this right and jump and get this bullet time just to show you the damage in the air with the bow and arrow. Pow! Pow! 2 headshots. Done. So now, again, if I was more on the ball, I would have jumped, I don't know, probably right about here, and I would have done that, killed one of them, and then I would have ran in with my club, la 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 la, to kill the other one. Okay, beware of the open fire. That definitely trashes any kind of wooden weapon, shield, anything like that that you might have equipped. Not a good day for your durability on your weapon stuff. So again, just walking around painfully, slowly to get some butterflies. And you're going to run into lizards, frogs, guys, get them all. Beetles, etc. Again, everything the game gives you. Take a moment to scoop it up, especially here on the Great Plateau. Speaking of everything the game gives you, enemies fire arrows and you can collect those arrows. So I'm actually going to play a little game. It's called Don't Get Hit by Flying Arrows by the 2 Archer Bobkins. And let's see if I can actually win the game by not getting hit by the 2 Archer Bobkins. And again, they like to give you free arrows, so take full advantage of that fact. And keep scooping them up. At some point they're going to stop doing that, you know, so get what you can while you can. But yeah, I think it's like 3 or 4 per enemy. Ouch. Oh yeah, it's only a quarter heart damage, by the way, if you get tagged with an arrow right upside the nugget like I just did. Protect the nugget. Protect the nugget. There are no helmets in this game, so my nugget is exposed. Okay, I think I'm getting to the point they're not giving me any more arrows. Okay, yeah, we're done. So, take a look around here. There should be just some more random loose arrows. You know, you're going to need these. So, take a minute here, just any kind of sparkly. The sparklies. Go ahead and scoop up all your arrows. Guys, I'm just noticing in this patch of grass, like I just played this route on the Switch these past few days, ever since I finished TOTK as a matter of fact. I got right on BOTW and I wanted to try this new route I came up with. Just to see, you know, if it was as good in practice as it was theory. And wow, I gotta tell you, it was everything I thought it would be and so much more. You guys are in for a real treat moving forward. But anyway, enough toes wiggling. I'm gonna put a hole in my socks. I'm looking at the colors. Vibrant. Clear. The one thing I didn't like about Breath of the Wild on Wii U or Switch for that matter was it was kind of foggy, kind of cloudy. I didn't like it. It didn't feel very clear and crisp to me. This feels clear and crisp to me, so that's already worth it to me to get the Switch 2 version. Loving this. Alright, enough about that. Now, archers, you can usually get one hot headshot with any bow and one hit them, but you've got to get the headshot. So that only works for archers. Any other enemy that's holding regular weapons, like that dude over there, it doesn't work out the same. You usually have to, you know, put the full amount of damage in to get them killed. But the good thing about headshots, when you're doing bullet time, or any other for that matter, just any old headshot with bow and arrow, it does double damage, so that's not a bad deal. Okay, let me see if I can get this right this time. Okay, that actually got him dead in one shot. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just kind of remembering that part wrong. But anyway, yeah, those headshots are absolutely double damage. So here it is, guys. Traveler's Sword. Now, for new players, I recommend using a one-handed weapon and a shield, because you can keep that shield up and kind of, you know, prevent incoming damage. So that's probably the way you're going to want to go until you get used to the combat. So you can just hold that left trigger down, keep that shield up. You can, you know, have a little bit of protection while you're also wielding your weapons. Spears and claymores don't exactly give you that luxury. So anyway, guys, here we have arrived at our first spot on our map here. So I'm going to go ahead and come back into the picture, catch up on chat. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, I would really appreciate that. Hello, folks. So just wanted to give you a picture so you could match the face to the voice. Hi, and welcome to the channel if you're new. If you've always been here, welcome back, guys. I'm having an absolute ball. Like, no kidding, I'm going to start a fire on my feet, wiggling my toes so fast in my socks. Like, they're getting sweaty from it. Kento, hey, hello. Hope I didn't miss you there. What is going on? Marigold, hello. Good to see you. Silent Soliloquy, hey, good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the Zelda stuff. Yeah, Marigold, actually, funny thing, they're always there. Those beetles are always there. But I usually just come out, you know, sprinting around. They all fly away. You'd never know. But if you come out, you look right, and you just walk slow, they're always there. Right out of the resurrection tray. Now, sometimes if you wait too long, wildlife can scare them off, you know, that kind of thing. But, yeah, 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't have a problem getting those as soon as you come out of the train or resurrection. So guys, this just takes me right back to my first playthrough. I saw all these different biomes. I saw these towers coming up. And I was just like, oh, I'm playing this game. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get myself out of the way. And guys, again, I apologize if I'm not going to be as interactive, you know, during the series. I'll come back on and I'll catch up on chat here in bursts. But I'm going to try to do it more like I'm recording. At least, you know, in certain spurts or certain segments. So I do apologize that it won't be quite as interactive. But don't get me wrong, I still love the chat. Not only that, you know, you guys can chat amongst each other, and I hope you guys help each other out with tips and stuff as well. Tony... Oh, wow. Give me a second here. Mispronouncing names is absolutely my superpower in real life, so... I'm not even going to attempt that because I already know it's wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry. Tony, hey, welcome to the stream. And thank you so much for that. It's good to know they were helpful. And thank you for putting up with the miserable audio and video quality on that old series. Hopefully this will make up for that. I've got a real good route put together for this series. And I'm going to let cutscenes play out for those who have never seen them, just in case they want to. This will also give me a chance to kind of, you know, chat with you guys and do a little bit more interactively. Hey, Brad, good to see you tonight. I know, Brad. I gotta tell you, the moment I got off my live stream when I did the TOTK boss fight, I went right over and I put on a brand new Breath of the Wild game. There wasn't even 5 minutes to spare. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this route. I got to try it. I got to put it into practice, see if it works. And I got to tell you, the whole time I was doing it, I was just like, gotta stream, gotta stream, gotta stream, gotta stream. Gotta get the Switch 2, gotta get the Switch 2. Like, it was bad. So yeah, you talk about the BOTW bug. Woohoo! Understatement. Anyway, I will go ahead and get myself out of the way. Toodles. Nobody can tell I'm super excited right now, I'm sure. Alright guys, so be careful. That is an insta-death if you were to fall off this sucker. But good thing you have an autosave there, so just, you know, give it another try. If the worst happens there. Whoops. And once again, we're going to make contact with the old man. And again, I'm going to try to pay more attention to going through dialogue and stuff just in case you want to see the stuff. So this is it, guys. This is kind of like what unlocks our mission here to go get the shrines. He's just talking about this monster nest right now. Honestly, I don't bother with this monster nest because it's just a traveler sword in there. We're going to go get soldiers' weapons. Honestly, getting that sword is a super big waste of time right now. That chest is a leveling chest, so that sword will eventually become a soldier's, then, you know, a knight's, and then a royal, as we go through that hidden stat, that KO credit. So yeah, you know, just in my mind, right by this tower here, a nice fast warp point, I've got a good solid broadsword sitting in that chest waiting for me later game. Actually, it won't even be late game for us. We're going to get these weapon drops early game. Like when I talk about, you know, this KO credit and getting that stat pushed, guys, we want the royal stuff early game. That's what it's all about. Alright, so anyway, he's directing us to go over that shrine right there. I'll go ahead and pin that with my A button just to show you how that works. Then you can look at your map and you see where the pin went. And just to kind of mark the other locations where we're heading, there's another shrine here. There be one here. There be a shrine here, Captain. There be another shrine here. So yeah, we're going to hit all 4 of those points, not to mention it's all sorts of goodies, guys. Loot, treasure chests, arrows, ice arrows, fire arrows, bomb arrows. All of this stuff is right here on the Great Plateau. Underwater chests, hidden chests, Koroks, just, yeah, it's everywhere. Now, guys, getting back to healing, especially for you new players, you know, all this stuff is fine. It all, you know, gives you different variance there is to how much it heals. But one thing I really like to do is scoop up a few of these fish now. And you can shoot them with bow and arrow. And I just like to use a burner bow for that. Just be aware you're not going to get the arrows back. So that's one way to do it. You can also plop yourself in water here and just dash. And spam the A button while you're dashing. And you can get them that way too. The bad thing is if you're not aimed right, you're not going to, run into them and you won't be able to pick them up. That's where bow and arrow tends to be easier, but again, that can kind of be a problem if you're not aimed good to actually collect them. So I don't have to keep swimming back and forth. I'll show you how it works shooting them here. And you saw a couple swim really fast. Oh, missed. Get back here. You're going to be fish sticks here in a second. Okay, you can't actually make fish sticks in TOTK. I wish you could, but no, there are no fish sticks here. I guess mainly because they don't have hazardous man-made chemicals in their food in Hyrule, whereas in the real world we do. So yeah, no fish sticks here. Oh, and if you want more fish, you can absolutely get them in the water here too sometimes, so keep an open eye. For literally anything that moves. And it shouldn't be hard, guys. I call it shiny rock syndrome. Breath of the Wild is absolutely full of them. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat there I was trying to hold back. But yeah, Breath of the Wild is absolutely full of shiny rocks. You're going to be like, okay, I know I need to go over here and do this. Oh, what's that? Shiny! And then you're going to be like 10,000 miles out of your way. You're going to have no idea where you are. There's no more map anymore. It's a great time. I consider it an absolute party. Alright, just going to take another look down here on the water, see if there's any fishing I want to do. Not at the moment. So, look in the water here. Sometimes you'll see frogs jumping around. I'm not having that kind of luck right now, and that's okay. There will definitely be frogs to come. Now notice all this metal stuff. Make a mental note of that. We're going to be getting a superpower here that allows us to pick up metal, kind of like, X-Men or whatever. Wait, am I allowed to say that? But yeah, we'll definitely have a superpower to pick up and manipulate metal. So these chests that are inaccessible to us right now will become absolutely accessible to us here in a moment. Now, if you've got the DLC, you're going to have some of these red chests that say EX for extra. Or extravagant, I don't know what it really stands for. But anyway, that's something you're going to, definitely want, because you can sell that for rupees, guys. This is where the primary source of your rupee income is going to come from, selling gemstones. Okay, go ahead and click the pedestal there. That'll get our shrine opened up. And I see another insect, but again, I'm just going to collect a few for demo purposes and just to kind of get what I need. So here it is, folks. First shrine. Magnesis. What was that dude's name from X-Men? The villain that moved metal. Steve, Larry, what the heck was his name? Wow, that's really itching my brain right now, and I can't pull it out, so I can't itch it to scratch it. It's not Larry, but it sounds like it should be Larry. Magneto. Okay, so yeah, Magnesis, Magneto. Hey, maybe I'm onto something here. Eric, yes, thank you, Tony. Oh, wow, like I said, that was really itching my brains there. So anyway, guys, go ahead and use Magnesis here, and be aware, I can't tell you how many times I've dropped that big metal thing on top of my nugget, and it's heavy, and it's big, and it does a lot of damage. So yeah, just, a little safety tip on that. But yeah, Eric, that was the dude's name. So yeah, Magneto. Magnesis Magneto. Maybe I'll start calling it Magneto. So anyway, go ahead and grab this block, pull it back towards you with the down arrow on your D-pad, and then push it kind of like forward. Just to kind of, make it to where it's level. Then I pull that back again, then I push it forward again, just to kind of get closer to this guy. And then lift this thing way up in the air, as high as it'll go, and start walking forward. So as high up as it'll go, And you do that up and down with the right joystick, by the way. So you move your right joystick up and down. I guess I should have said that. And then move it as far forward as it'll go. And you can use that little dot that's on the floor, kind of like a little blue dot, to show where it's going to land. And you can already smell what I'm cooking here. We didn't even have to fire an arrow. But, you know, if that's boring, you know, you can just kind of jump up here, get that bullet time, shoot him in that eyeball, that's a headshot, and that'll get him dead pretty quickly. Alright, go ahead and swing around. Go ahead and use this as another little bridge here to get us across. And I believe in this chest we've got another traveler's bow. Yeah, why not? I've got room for another. I said Larry. What did I say, like Scott and Larry or something? I don't even know. Eric, yeah, it was definitely Eric. Some people say my memory is fading. They are not wrong. Hey, Kathy, yeah, better late than never. Welcome. Good to see you tonight. So just to let you know, I'm not going to be on chat window the whole time. I've been kind of like turning it off and on as I go during different segments. So just wanted you to know I wasn't ignoring you out there. Just I'm about to cover up the window again is all. Good to know, Kento. I'm so glad they helped. And yeah, I agree. Sometimes just standing in a shrine for like a half an hour, that's not fun anymore. Alright, so here we go, guys. Once again, we'll meet up with the old man. Okay, and while he's jibber-jabbering, I want to move on to my next little hot item topic here. So I'm going to try to multitask. Again, we've already seen this does not work in action, you know, during the first part of the stream here. I'm going to try real hard to, excuse me, tickle in my throat there still. To talk while I gameplay. So guys, another thing that we're going to do right off the Great Plateau here is we're going to focus on inventory. Notice how very limited you are. Absolutely claustrophobic, if you ask me, on how much inventory we have. And it doesn't matter right now when you got 20,000 tree branches. But here in a minute, that's really going to get very claustrophobic. You're not going to have the space you need to collect the good stuff we're about to collect. So yeah, right off the Great Plateau, we're going to go find a guy named Hestu. And Hestu is going to be our best friend. He is going to increase our inventory. But that's the reason I'm going to definitely take the time to get tons and tons of Koroks seeds on the way. And so will you. You know, you'll be following along with the guide. And we're going to be in very good shape to unlock just tons and tons of inventory with those Koroks seeds. Okay, but for now, just go ahead and get your chests up out of the water. And again, guys, selling power. All this stuff we're collecting, it all sells. Rupees, rupees, rupees. And I'm going to put a couple of chests on here. And I just realized I totally forgot to stamp the chest on top of the deal where we got our soldier's bow. And the chest where we got our pants. Our higher defense pants. I think that was it for chests. I mean, yeah, we got the 2 in the Shrine of Resurrection. I don't know if I necessarily need to put those down. If you walked by those, I guess that one's on you. But, you know, if you do want to 100% the Great Plateau, then maybe I should mark those here for the map overview. Sit still. Okay, 27 arrows. Again, guys, this isn't great because it really starts chewing up arrows. But if you take the time to open all the crates in the game, The arrows shouldn't be too much of a problem unless you're just really going through them. I usually come off the Great Plateau with right about 100 arrows, give or take. You know, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, depending on, again, how much I'm using them. But breaking open these crates is definitely the way to go. Now, notice I used Magnesis and I dropped that crate right in the crack of the 2 that were on the floor. That just saves, you know, having to chew up all your weapons. So I recommend doing that. Because the weapons are not going to last long if you're using them to open, especially the metal crates. Oh, before we actually go somewhere with that metal plank, there's another ingredient here I want to show you for cooking. And you can also eat these raw. It replenishes a full heart, so it's not bad to have on your inventory. There's actually quite a few of these on the Great Plateau as well. Alright, so moving right along. Let's go ahead and grab our... Wait. Sit back in the water. Jeepers. Okay, so we're going to bring this with us, and we're going to go over here to this disgusting looking water. This is what the average lake is going to look like in America here in another 10 years. If we're lucky, it'll take that long. But yeah, this gooky stuff with bubbles coming up out of it. Ah, I just lost a butterfly, that's okay. Oh, there's a Koroks seed here too, by the way. Go ahead and get him scooped up, absolutely. So yeah guys, Hestu, inventory. That's going to have to happen. And in the first video series, I did Hestu after I invaded the rainforest and got all the weapons, but we didn't have room for all the weapons, and I regretted not going and getting a few inventory spots unlocked first. It's a real quick milk run, it doesn't take long at all, and it's worth it, so I'm going to do that a little bit differently here moving forward in this playthrough. Okay, make sure you pick this thing up from one of the ends, so that it's easier to, you know, kind of line up here. But you're going to have to put one of each end, one on the wooden thing over there, and the other one kind of right down here on this little piece of land. And guys, it's okay to fall off a few times, because I did it too. Just make sure you're not down to 1 heart when you do, because that can kill you. So yeah, make sure that you have more than 1 heart, because every time you drown in water or the mud, it's a 1 heart penalty. Okay, so go ahead and continue on around the mud here. And guys, there's fire and ice arrows, baby. We are already moving up in the world. Ice arrows. You are going to be using ice arrows like they're free. Unfortunately, they're not free. But you can freeze enemies, get damage bonuses. It makes the battlefield more manageable so you're not getting swamped. Just ice arrows, ice arrows, ice arrows. If I can buy them, I buy them. I always prioritize my ice arrows. So anyway, I don't think there's too much else going on over here. We're going to move over here where these trees are. And guys, again, walk kind of slow. Sometimes there's a beetle here you can scoop up. Again, sometimes, not always. It might be too late, or I might have already scared it off. You know, it's hard to say. But yeah, I don't see him, so... there's our first stamina mushroom. Go ahead and take the time to collect everything the game gives you anyway, but especially the stamina. You're going to be eating stamina meals left and right. Especially on long climbs, especially when we're in combat doing bullet time. Yeah, there's going to be a big heavy need for lots and lots of stamina meals. Okay, so what else is on my little hot list here? Okay, no beetles today. That's super... Oh, there he was. He just flew away. See? I should have looked around the whole tree and not just made the assumption there. But, yeah, give me a minute. Let me look at my hot list. Let's see, we got rainforest. Oh, yeah, the bone system. Where do I even start with the bone system? Yeah, you know what? I'll probably start talking about that now. The bone system, guys. So if you've got the DLC, we're going to get that very quickly. Very quickly, like immediately off the Great Plateau. If you're a non-DLC user, we're still going to get it, but there's a little bit we have to do before we can quite get our hands on it. And that's okay. It's not going to take much longer. Once we get it, guys, it's hunt time. Just, you're going to be killing things you wouldn't have thought imaginable, especially as a new player. But it's going to be so easy and worth it. You're just going to get through it, and it's going to be awesome. But other reasons beside the bone system... Guys, even if you're a non-DLC user, so the DLC users will get the bone system out of the rainforest. That's primarily why I went there in my first playthrough. But guys, there's other reasons. So if you're a non-DLC user, you've still got to go to that rainforest first. Why? Rupees, arrows, gemstones, all that stuff is out there. But in addition, this is where it's really going to be beneficial to you non-DLC users. Super suit stuff like the rubber set, that's going to be there. Not only that, the meals. The meals is key. Arm up, suit up, and eat up. The meals is a big part of that. So, yeah, rainforest guys, lots and lots and lots of hearty meals. Just tons of this stuff. There's going to be so much you're not going to know what to do with it all. But that's where we're going to get our heart containers from, so we absolutely have to go to the rainforest first. In addition, the mighty bananas and the attack power meals. Once again, guys, makes all the difference. That's what converts you into a player that's kind of struggling. It gives you all the advantage, all the confidence in the world, and you can just go demolish anything the game can throw at you. Not only that, just the radishes, the durians, the bananas, just weapons, royal weapons out the yin-yang, knight's weapons out the yin-yang. My brains are exploding. Like, there's so much in that rainforest, again, for DLC and non-DLC users alike. So I'm kind of hesitating right here because this one's going to come alive now, guys. We don't need to worry about killing these right now. This is just kind of a little bit of a thing to give you a heads up. He has to have line of sight. So if you break that line of sight, you're safe. If you stay in that line of sight, he's going to drill you. And guys, he does a number. But now walk at an angle, and he'll miss every time. It helps to sprint, but just as long as you're going at an angle, he'll miss every time. So, you know, if you're trying to get to safety or cover where you can break that line of sight, just keep that in mind, and you'll stay safe from his attacks. So I promised you guys soldiers' weapons. Right here, folks. Right behind, and just to give you a better map overview of where we wound up there. That was our Magnesis shrine, and we are now down here. Uh-oh! Inventory full, not good already, but I just fell off the Great Plateau like a like genius. Oh, it just wouldn't be me unless I did something like that in a live stream. So anyway, how do you play Breath of the Wild again? Yeah, apparently I need to clear some inventory. And honestly, we don't need a torch. That's a no-brainer. Alright, so yeah, go ahead and stamp that. Absolutely. And then our next shrine is right in front of us. Go ahead and pop on in. Oh, before we do, there is another goodie here. Go ahead and scoop up this rock. And go ahead and, you know, make sure that you punish the Korok for hiding by putting the rock back down on top of his head there. That's always fun. And you might have some stall monsters pop up. Go ahead and ignore them for now. Just go ahead and pop them in the bomb shrine. This is where we get our bombs. And guys, I love the bombs in Breath of the Wild. Limitless. They regen. There's a little bit of a cooldown. It's not terrible. Once we get the Sheikah Slate upgraded, it'll be like nothing. And speaking of other things that we're going to do, guys, Sheikah Slate upgrades. We're going to get you the monster parts that you need to do that. And it's a little bit intimidating for new players because you get to Hunt No, and they're telling you you need like 3 ancient cores, 3 ancient screws, 3 ancient shafts, and you're like, whoa. Then you go online for some help, and they're like, oh, you got to go kill guardians. Nobody wants to do that. Not on their first playthrough. And guys, I'm going to show you how to scoop those up without having to worry about all that. It's actually right along our route, you know, so no harm, no foul. We're going to get that all squared away. Alright, so bombs, guys. Absolutely love bombs in Breath of the Wild. I have missed my bombs in Breath of the Wild so much. Okay, and you've got 2 of them. Okay, it's going to be another weapon in here. I need to clear some more space. Okay, now this is a good two-handed swinging weapon. And this is usually my go-to attack for the Claymore. And you can back out of this so you don't have to slam the weapon down and damage it. While you're still holding B, you have to kind of roll your thumb down to push... Or excuse me, what is that? What is that, the Y button on the Switch? Yeah, I think that's the Y button. So while you're holding down the attack button, the Y button, you have to kind of like roll your thumb down to the B button to cancel that. It feels a bit awkward. It takes some getting used to, but again, it really saves the weapon damage and prolongs the durability of your weapons. Okay, the great thing about the bombs in BOTW versus other Zelda games is you can control when you detonate your ordnance. So you can set the bomb down, you can walk away, you can go have a little picnic with Zelda, whatever you want to do. And then when the timing's right, you can explode. So this is just kind of showing you the mechanics here, so don't worry about that orb. What we need to do is stand over here on this concrete launcher thingy and get over here to the other side. And go ahead and get your goodies here. And that ball is basically giving you a clue that you need to use the round bombs here to get out of the shrine. And of course, I'll show you how to do that. So as soon as that concrete launcher thingy goes back down, we should be able to see the bomb get launched. Once it's in position, go ahead and detonate your ordnance. And we are out of here. So folks, I genuinely hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. So at some point I might still do the video edits, you know, kind of separate the shrine videos. I don't know yet, but I'm just going to kind of do these recordings as if I'm going to. Hey Kathy, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, wait, I think I already said hi to you. Hold on a second. Me and technology, it's real. Hey Dee Dee, welcome. I know I haven't said hi to you yet. Yes, it is. Switch 2 indeed. Alright, Wanda. I don't believe I've said hi to you yet tonight either. Hello. Good to see you tonight. Hope I'm not keeping anybody up too late. I'm not sure how long this stream is going to go. And I kind of lost mental thoughts of how long it took me to get through the Great Plateau. This might have to be split up into a couple of streams, but again, we'll see how it goes. I at least want to get through all the shrines and get the paraglider before we get off tonight. We're about an hour in. Oh yeah, we'll at least be able to do that, because guys, there's a lot to do. Cooking. Yeah, cooking's going to be a big part of this. I wanted to do the amiibos, but my daughter has them right now. I let her borrow them. I didn't think I'd be playing BOTW again so soon, so that's on me. But yeah, I definitely want to do kind of like an amiibo tutorial too. Thank you so much, Jim Lewis. Hello, good to see you. Excuse me, I definitely hope it's coming through crystal clear, because guys, it is quite gorgeous. Definitely a noticeable difference. And I'll get it out of the way and we'll get back into some gameplay. Peace out, Home Scout. Alright guys, so one of the reasons I love the bombs, BOTW. Limitless, endless, never ending. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys kind of close to each other. Oh yeah, by the way, don't blow yourselves up. That hurts, and that hurts a lot. And I speak from personal experience. Bombs hurt a lot, especially after we get them upgraded. Then they really hurt. We should have a counter going for how many times I blow myself up with bombs, because I promise it's going to happen. I cannot guarantee many things in this world, but I can guarantee I will blow myself up with bombs repeatedly throughout this walkthrough series. And that's okay. Alright guys, so we got an EX chest. Go ahead and stamp that sucker. And bombs will also give you access to things that are, you know, blocked by boulders, just like I showed you there. And we're going to have another Guardian waken up, and that's okay. Don't forget to get your free monster parts here as you're running for your life, screaming and trying to stay safe. Oh, a bat. That's good. I needed his monster parts. So yeah, you can use the bombs for the bats too. And again, all this just saves on the wear and tear on your weapons. And what does he have? A traveler's bow, which I don't really need. Yeah, pass. Okay, but again, guys, take a moment, collect everything the game gives you. So even though this thing is big, scary, and the music gives you genuine anxiety, it's worth it. Papa needs the monster pots. It needs them verzies bad. Alright, before we go any further, our next shrine on the hit list is going to be over here, but again, cooking pot, old man's house, things to do before we get to our next shrine. I'm going to detour just a little bit, just to show you on the map where we're heading. We're going to take out this bad boy nest. It's not terrible. We'll kind of do it systematically here. Actually, I kind of want to wait on that. We're going to do that on the back end. There's only fire arrows there. We don't need them critically. Yeah, after we get our 4 shrines in the Shrine of Resurrection, we'll spawn back in and we'll kind of go this way anyway. It'll be more or less, well, so many decisions, so little time. I do want to hit this spot here though, because there's like goodies here. There's cooking ingredients, things that we need for cold protection. You know what? Yeah, I think we're gonna do this. I'm trying to think of a nice good flow. Okay, go ahead and get your amber. Loving it. I'm not sure if there's any more guardians that I can scoop up. There might be 1 or 2. Worth it! Alright, moving on from here, I'm going to definitely start heading over toward my quest marker, but guys, there's other goodies, like this lake. I mentioned, you know, right after we awoke or whatever, there's some stuff to do there. Now that we got the bombs, we can actually access that stuff. So yeah, I might as well go ahead and take out this bad boy nest on the way. Again, trying to think of a good flow here. But yeah, we'll do this strategically so that we can stay relatively safe. Now there's a bobcat in there with wooden weapons, and I used to think that fire like started damaging the weapons before you picked them up, but if you can get them quick enough, they don't. It'll still be a nice, crisp, new weapon. So anyway, go ahead and whip out a bow. Any old bow here will work. And again, walk painfully, painfully, painfully slowly, because that's going to be kind of like stealth. And see, they're all coming out here to investigate now, so I kind of messed that up. If you get into that situation, actually this might be easier anyway. Go ahead and climb to the top of the skull. And we're going to take out these archers. Actually, there's only 1 archer. So go ahead and get that headshot. He should auto-die. And then all these guys with question marks. Hopefully they just go away here, and then I can get a cheeky headshot in before they're alerted to my presence. But go ahead and get yourself combat ready here, guys. Again, make sure you've got the suit on that we've collected. You know, defense rating 4. That'll keep you alive. Always, always, always drop that hard save just in case things go horribly, horribly wrong. And they oftentimes can, especially if you start getting nervous and start doing the fumbling button. Remember the 2 monkeys with a football on ice. Great times. See, I'll definitely bump up my attack power here. We got these weapons for a reason, guys. Don't be shy. Use the weapons. I had a real bad habit of weapon hoarding on my first playthrough, and guys, I gotta tell you, I got all the way to Ganon, killed Ganon, and I had an inventory completely full of amazing weapons. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Stand by. No, I'm not perfect dodging in this game. Wow, flashbacks from TOTK. So anyway, this blue, you know, he takes a few swats. You saw that red died? One hitter quitter, guys. This soldier's broadsword One hitter quitter. But yeah, just go ahead and lure them out, you know, one at a time. The guy with the arrows, with the bow should stay in there, which is awesome. So lock on, hold your left trigger down. That puts your shield up too, by the way. And then when, you know, he goes to attack you, you can just kind of move out of the way and go in swinging. Now, if he puts his shield up, you can't damage him. So you really just kind of got to wait for him to stop swinging and yell at you, and then you can smack him in the face. I don't know what he was trying to say there, but I clearly took offense to that. And speaking of, you know, upgrading weapons as we go, you can see that thing did not take much damage. So yeah, we're going to upgrade our shield too while we're at it. And I guess I don't need the tree branches anymore. I don't even know why I'm carrying them still, if I'm being honest. So there it is, guys. That is the soldier's equivalent in the monster world to the soldier's weapons. Okay, and once again, I'm going to get that headshot. This is what I tried to do before. But wow, he saw me quick. Well, it's not working out. There we go. And that's a lower grade bow. If I had used the soldier's bow, I would have killed him pretty quickly. But again, it's not terrible. It's manageable. So even new players, you know, I would still give that a go. But again, if it's nerve-wracking, you know, the music's pumping, your adrenaline's rushing, the anxiety's kicking through the roof, you know, just reload that save, go off, do other things, come back, try it again later. Sometimes if you find coming back to it later, you're a little bit better prepared, you're not quite as nervous, and it sure beats, you know, getting frustrated. So that'll be kind of standing advice that I give throughout my walkthroughs. Alright, so from here we're going to head toward this lake. Right over here. Reason being, there's a Koroks there that we can kind of dive in and get some fishing done, some Koroks, and then out of there we'll bomb a false wall for a treasure chest. That's always fun. And then from there, we're going to get yet more cooking ingredients, and we'll even do a little bit of cooking before we get too much further. And I really wish I had some frogs and some lizards so I could show you those, but I just haven't had any luck getting them in my game because I'm not paying attention while I'm playing. Trying to multitask, it doesn't work out well. We all know this by now. Alright, heading on up. So this little funny looking rock that jets out over the water, that's what we're looking for. And again, here's another thing. Since we got bombs, guys, you don't have to use bow and arrow anymore for fishing. You can just lob a bomb onto the water just like your uncle used to show you back in the day when sticks of dynamite weren't so hard to come by. I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not I ever took any part in that type of activity in my life. Okay, that bomb did not fly very far. I'm going to try the round one. I still don't think... Uh-oh. Oh, that's not great. I don't know if I can actually climb out of here. It might be too far down. It'll be close. Come on, baby. Link gets a surprising amount of altitude on that final jump. So even if you think you're stuck and you're not going to be able to get out of a sticky situation, try jumping anyway. What do you have to lose at that point? So anyway, bombs and water and fish. Definitely going to be the way I do my fishing from here on out. Okay, so from here, just go ahead and dive by pressing the jump button one time. Bullseye, baby. Alright, I'm going to swim over this way first. Oh, and by the way, getting back to 1 heart penalties in water and mud. Guys, I'm going to do that, but that's by design. I'm totally okay with sacrificing 1 heart so I can get back up topside there, you know, and then jump back down here into the water and do more fishing. Totally okay with me. This is why we cook. So, you know, to me it's just part of my strategy. I'll cook an extra apple or 2 if I need to, happily, to make sure I can do whatever farming or looting that I need to do throughout my gameplay. There is another weapon hiding up here, which I'm going to go ahead and scoop up. Good, I got an empty slot for it. Now, it's not going to last long, but it's got decent damage. You know, of course, it's not the soldier's weapon, but it pumps out a little more than the traveler sword for sure. So I'll hold on to that until I get something better. But getting back to nice little hidey holes for loot. Whoops. Go ahead and blow that wall up. Opal, baby, that's selling power. That's rupees right there. Alright, and we're not quite done over here in the world of looting. I mentioned ingredients for cold protection. So yeah, the summer wing butterflies are only going to go so far. There's going to be spicy peppers. In real life, I do not eat spicy peppers. I've taken dares I've regretted, and I will never do it again. Spicy peppers are not my friend. But here in TOTK, what game are we playing again? Here in BOTW, spicy peppers are absolutely your friend. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and bump up that attack power as I was talking about earlier. We might as well. There's going to be more where that came from. Okay, go ahead and... Oh, I missed. Now he's got a shield out. I'm going to wait for him to put that shield away before I try to attack. Okay, now we got two of them. This isn't great. But again, they're one-hitter quitters. So even if they connect with you, even if they do a little damage, it's not catastrophic. And then you can just counterattack, get them dead, eat whatever healing you need to eat, and you'll be good to go. And yes, I'm going way out of my way for that, I understand. But at this point in the game, guys, that stuff is very important. Well, I might not make it back up out of here. Not on the stam I've got. I'm going to have to climb it old school here and do it the slow way. I have a bad habit of getting in a hurry and I jump. Well, that chews up a ton of stam. Yeah, it speeds things up, but again, just where the stam is concerned, it's not stamina friendly. Okay, I didn't quite make that, but hopefully... Nope. Okay, so no big deal. 1 heart penalty. That'll teleport me back to the top. I should have just did that to begin with. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, if you want the spear, grab the spear. I don't use the spear. And I use this to open things that aren't, you know, convenient to just bust open by throwing up against a wall or something. So yeah, there they are, guys. There's those spicy peppers. Now I'm going to walk kind of slow around these trees and see if there's a beetle or a lizard nearby. Which, normally when those guys aggro, that kind of scares away anything like that, but I just kind of want to be on the safe side and make sure I don't scare anything away. Once we get the stealth suit out of Kakariko, or the Ganon suit for you DLC users, the insects won't be a problem anymore, or the critters for that matter. Things like frogs, lizards, beetles, butterflies, etc. You can just kind of walk right up to it, scoop it up. It doesn't fly away because you have full stealth running. Alright guys, from here I'm going to invade the snow biome just briefly, and this is for cooking. And this is for some more looting. So now right now we don't have any cold protection. You can carry in a lit torch. I think that helps a little. But what I'm going to do is light this campfire here via a fire arrow. And that'll keep us warm. And yeah, I'm going to do just a little bit of cooking before we get to the old man's cabin. Not only that, there's some looting to do here anyway. The bundles of wood, guys, we're going to need like 10,000 bundles of wood. Terrytown, Link's house, there's like, I don't know, 90, 80 or 90 or something bundles of wood that we're going to need in this game. It's pretty insane. Okay, get out, guys. Sometimes the first meal will give you like some random bonus. So here's my spiel on cooking. It's going to be a lot of information. I apologize in advance for information overload, but it's important stuff. So anyway, the monster parts, they all do the same thing. Whatever critter you throw in with the monster part, it's going to give you whatever level of that superpower it's going to give you. So in other words, the monster parts do not raise the level of the power that you're cooking. So this is Bladed Rhino Beetle, that's going to be attack power, so I'm just going to use attack power for an example. You've got low level, mid level, and high level attack power. So if I use this beetle and a monster part or many monster parts, or a grade A monster part, which is the gut, grade B monster part, which is the fang or the tooth, grade C monster part, which is usually the horn, that's all going to give you that same low level attack power elixir. The difference is time. If you use the C grade, you're going to get the least amount of time out of the elixir. It's still going to be low level, but not as much time. If you go up to a B grade monster part, you'll get a little bit more time out of it, maybe an extra minute, give or take. If you use a grade A monster part, you're going to get even more time out of the deal. Again, maybe an extra minute, give or take. So anyway, why is this important, guys? Because a lot of people think that the monster parts have something to do with the strength, and it really doesn't. So in case you're wondering, okay, well, if that's the case, then how do I get a high-level elixir? And guys, the secret is you have to combine food with the critter and the monster part. So you need the critter and the monster part to get the elixir cooking. And of course, I don't have any meals, or excuse me, I don't have any ingredients here yet on the Great Plateau that we can throw in this with this that would give us our attack power elixir. So unfortunately, I cannot cook this yet. But, I would toss 3 mighty bananas in there. I would toss 3 mighty carp in there. I would toss 3 mighty anythings pretty much. Mighty prongy. The thistles don't do too good on their own unless you're doing other stuff. You can mix and match. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's the secret to your success when it comes to elixirs. That's how you get the high level. So anyway, what am I going to do here? Again, because this gives you more time. Of course, if I'm going to cook the elixir, I want to get as much time out of this as possible. And because I might get a randomized bonus being the first meal that I'm cooking, that's why I'm doing the attack power. I might get lucky and get a mid-level here. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. So yeah, I'm going to do 2 horns, 2 fangs, just to kind of spread the ingredients out a little bit. But again, this is really all just more to do with time. Oh yeah, and don't cook these guys. Yes, it'll give you a little bit more time, but you're going to need those to upgrade the Radiant set. Because, guys, I'm telling you, you've got to prioritize your rupees and your ingredients so you can make sure that you get that Radiant set upgraded to bone attack up. That is your everything. Okay, so I did not get a bonus on that one. Boo-hoo. I'm going to try that one more time. Just because I got the beetles. Wow, no bonus. Okay, I'm going to let that little message clear. I got 2 more. There it is. Booyah, baby. Mid-level attack power. All right. Okay, so we're definitely going to go on a hunt right here on the Great Plateau. So yeah, guys, these beetles, take your time. Walk around painfully, slowly. Kill everything the game gives you. Scoop everything up that the game gives you. You'll be right as rain. Okay, now as far as meals go, I mentioned we need a little bit of... So these give you 2.5 minutes each. I'm going to throw 2 in for 5 minutes, and that'll get me through this little area here that I'm in right now. Actually, I shouldn't even need that much time. I'll just toss 1 in for a quick 2.5 minute meal. And then, yeah, guys, getting back to what I was saying about elixirs. So we can toss that in there. For a little bit more time, I use the B grade. And then you can add the food in alongside with that. You just have to make sure that you match the superpower. So all this is going to be cold protection. The spicy pepper, the butterfly, it's all the same superpower. So you can absolutely do that. And I can make a nice, long-lasting cold protection elixir now. So just to show you what we cooked up there with just minimal ingredients, I've got 1 to get me through this little quick spot. In fact, I'll eat that right now. I've got 1 and 2, depending on the situation. I'll either eat the longer one or the shorter one. Just gives me a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of options as I go about my business here on the Great Plateau. Okay, I think I already got my monster part there. All right. And more campfires there if you so desire. Yeah, guys, go ahead and turn on your Magnesis. You'll see a couple more goodies here. Go ahead and take the time to scoop those up. Amber's loving it. That is definitely selling power. There's another axe, and I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Because, again, this is going to help me open stuff quickly, crates, etc. Okay, we got 1 more nice little hidden chest over here. Okay, whoop. There it is, guys. Go ahead and ski-daddle. Get yourselves out of the snow biome so we don't have to take unnecessary damage or, you know, worry about eating more meals for that matter. There's really nothing else in here right now. We're going to come back through here and do more thorough looting. Like there's a hidden loot cache behind that waterfall. It's got good weaponry, good bows, arrows, etc. Not to mention, you know, the ice bats, the ice chews, all the stuff that we're going to need for super suit upgrading later on. Excuse me. Wow, that frog is still in my throat. Maybe I need to go get some water or something. I don't know, but anyway, moving on. I don't think that rock picks up. Again, try to walk kind of slow because you might find some lizards, etc. out here on these trees or on the floor. And again, sometimes on the floor they look like twigs or sticks or branches. And I'll try to point them out as I see them without taking too long at the same time. Because if I'm going to walk around this whole area super slow, it's going to take forever. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to kind of go out a little ways. And then we're going to circle back over to this point here in a moment. But the reason I'm going to go out a little ways... Oh yeah, you can kill squirrels for acorns. That's just another thing you can roast up, you know, to help you with your heart replenishment if needed. Yeah, you can usually see the stuff from a little bit of a distance, but again, you have to be able to see the things. So, I can only see the side of the trees, you know. Unfortunately, if I want to see the back side of the trees, I would have to get myself in a position, turn around, look. And I don't want to take all day doing this. I'm just going to try to hopefully find you guys some quick stuff. Just not working out so far for me. Oh, lizard. Okay, so another awesome thing about the lizards. You can bomb them. Frogs and lizards are all bombable just like the fish. So, you know, if you don't want to take a chance of them getting away from you, if you're worried a monster might scare them away or something, go ahead and bomb them. It'll stun them. And then you can, you know, scoop up your critters that way. Now, that does not work for butterflies. Butterflies, darners, or dragonflies or whatever, insect-type stuff, they'll just, you know, vanish into a puff of smoke. So, yeah, you'll definitely kill them if you try to bomb those. But, yeah, frogs, lizards especially, you can absolutely bomb. And that's helpful, too, because you can get your hands on pictures that way. All right, guys, we're coming up on a little bit more bad boy trouble here. Should be low-hanging fruit. We've already killed Tougher. Oh, you can steal their weapons. That's a lot of fun. But I don't have the space in my inventory right now, so I'm not going to do that. But go ahead and beat them over to the weapons. Swing once. You should be able to get them both in one go. Easy peasy. If you need the weapons, go for it. Oh yeah, speaking of bombs killing insects, you're definitely going to want to do that for the honeybees because they really hurt. And they will not leave you alone. And guys, notice, one bomb will break the tree. A second bomb will turn it into bundles of wood, getting back to needing like 10,000 bundles of wood later in the game. Anytime I knock a tree down, just, you know, out of habit, I take that extra second, throw another bomb out there, turn it into firewood so that I can absolutely get a good head start on the bundles of wood needed for later on in the game. Nothing's worse than getting to Hontno or getting to Terrytown and then realizing you have to go out and farm like 60 bundles of wood. Nobody wants to do that. But if you just, like I said, take that extra second throughout your gameplay, it's really not that bad. Okay, there should be a chest here. Might have already passed it. Come on, baby. Where are you at? Am I going blind here? Where's my chest? Oh, I was right by it. Okay, so it must have been the lower vantage point that was throwing me off. But yeah, there's definitely a hidden chest here. Bomb arrows, boy! Loving it. Alright. I don't normally use the bomb arrows on combat, although you can, and it's a lot of fun. I'm not knocking it by any means. But it tends to make a, you know, quite a mess. A lot of times the arrows will catch on fire and burn, you know, you won't be able to get your loot. So I just don't make it a habit of using them. But yeah, if you're, you know, up against a tougher bad boy nest, it is a nice tool to be able to use to go in there, get a little extra damage done, you know, make the fight a little bit easier. Okay, so notice all these goodies here. This is the old man's cabin, guys, just to show you on the map here where I wound up. And again, you might find beetles or lizards here also. I'm just not having... Oh, there's a beetle. And again, a bomb will absolutely kill that thing, so you have to do it the old-fashioned way for now. Walk painfully, slowly, and scoop him up that way. And again, there might be more here, but for now, I'll just go ahead and call this good enough. Go ahead and talk to the old man. There's some storyline here, but guys, there is a quest alert here, and I don't know if Nintendo's fixed this, and I'm not going to take any chances. But if you want to do some treasure chest hunting later on, you can upgrade your Sheikah Slate, take a picture of a chest, and it'll actually beep and point you in directions of different, treasure chests. But there's a glitch here where if you don't actually open this later on and get the chest, the game doesn't think it was gotten, and then your Sheikah Slate keeps wanting you to come back here to this point to get the chest that isn't there, because you got it from the old man. So there's a cold protection clothing item you can get from the old man here. And he wants to see a recipe. You have to throw in a piece of meat, which I don't actually have. You would have to kill a boar and get a piece of raw meat. And in case you're wondering where to go get a boar, sometimes they'll spawn here in this forest, but more times than not, they'll spawn over here in this forest. So yeah, kill a boar, headshot him. You should be able to do it in one hit. Get the piece of raw meat. So yeah, piece of raw meat and a spicy pepper. That makes spicy meat something or other. And that's the recipe he's looking for. He will give you the warm doublet. That's a shirt that will help you with cold protection. But again, guys, that'll cause a game glitch later on, so I don't recommend doing that. There's an axe here, which I really don't need right now, but just make mental note it's there. So it's pretty much it for the old man's cabin. I'm going to do some more cooking, but not until I get some more stamina ingredients here. Not only that, rushrooms, guys. We're going to need lots and lots of rushrooms for suit upgrades. I think those are needed for the boots. I think those are needed for the climbing gear. Not only that, there's a side quest out near Gerudo, which we're heading anyway. If you got 55 you can hand over, you can get, I think, a diamond, which is 500 freaking rupees. So yeah, just take the time to get rushrooms every chance you can. Oh, we got 3 of them here. Okay, I really didn't feel like waiting for bombs to regen and all that, so I just kind of wanted the monster parts real quick. Again, guys, everything sells, but the monster parts I wouldn't sell for rupees yet. We're going to be selling those later on for monster coin currency. There's a store later on called the Fang and Bone, and you're going to want monster parts like that, and tons of them, so that you can sell those off, get your monster money. And I thought there were mushrooms over here. Did I get them already? Wow, I'm really autopiloting right now. I have no recollection of that whatsoever. Pretty wild. It's not wild, it's Breath of the Wild. Alright guys, we're coming up on another monster nest, but again, I want my mushrooms. And I'm going to go ahead and headshot him. Hopefully. Hopefully I can kind of squeeze in here closer where he doesn't see me. Excellent. This way the other ones don't get alerted, and I'm going to try to show you guys sneak striking. If they'll cooperate, but if not, it's just like the other monster nests I showed you. Run over toward the weapons, wait till they all come to you, swing your sword. You should be able to get them all in one go. But sneak striking is a lot of fun too. So I'm going to walk painfully, slowly, just like with, getting insects and stuff. The toughest part about sneak striking is sometimes there's loose weapons and stuff laying around and you won't get the icon for sneak strike. It'll say like pick up or something. So yeah, it can be kind of tough to do this sometimes, depending on how congested the battlefield is. Actually, this should do the job. Haha! Okay, so that's how that works. I might as well just go ahead and finish this out, since I started. Okay, so definitely, if you're not jiving with the combat just yet, especially for you beginners out there, that's another option. Just wait for nighttime. do your sneak striking and you'll be good to go. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and chew this axe up just a little bit more. Because there's a weapon in that chest that's actually pretty decent. It's a spear, a throwing spear, and I don't actually throw it. No, 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 no. I use it just like a normal spear, but it's got decent attack damage. Decent attack damage indeed. And the thing I like the spears is it keeps things at a distance. So even though you can't pull your shield out, you know, you're kind of at arm's length and you're relatively safe. Alright guys, go ahead and break another bomb out here. Now there's another hidden beehive. And a hidden treasure chest. Booyah. And don't forget your little hidden mushroom. And I don't believe I marked that, so I'll go ahead and put a stamper there as well. Alright guys, now we're going to do some real cooking. So where we're going is way up there where I put my pin, which you can't even see right now because it's like so steep. But trust me, there's a shrine up there. As a matter of fact, we can kind of see it now. Yeah, you're going to need some stamina to make sure you can get up there safely. Now I'm going to show you how to climb it without hopefully having to eat any stamina at all. And that would be the way to go. Oh, by the way, evening and early morning hours. You'll see fireflies. Again, walk painfully, painfully, slowly. But guys, you're going to need these for super suit upgrades. We're going to get that stealth set out of Kakariko. And you're going to need the fireflies to upgrade that. So whenever you see them, just, you know, I'm an opportunist. When I see things like that, I tend to just take my time and scoop them up. Oh, check that out. Oh, you can also use bow and arrow, too. Like, if you're afraid the bomb, you're too far away for the bomb, you can do just like the fishing, and you can arrow the frogs and lizards also. Oh, wow, it's like Christmas. It's Christmas in June. It's Christmas in June because it was Switch 2 release. Alright guys, anytime I do any kind of cooking, I always drop a hard save. Why? Because you might make a boo-boo and realize you made a terrible mistake and you can't get your ingredients back. So drop that hard save. This way if you make a boo-boo, you can just reload save, give it another go. So anyway guys, yeah, stamina meals. I always have at least, at bare minimum, 5, where I just toss one mushroom in. Now you might be thinking, one mushroom, that ain't gonna get you very far. You're right, it doesn't, and that's not the point of it. The point of what I call the sliver meals, and I call them sliver meals because you get just this little teeny tiny sliver of stamina, is because on that really, really tough climb, you got all the way up there, but you're just not quite at the top, and you're out of stam. What do? Well, you eat a sliver meal, and then you can get to the top. So it's just an awesome thing to have. This really stretches the ingredients out, you know, so that you can make these climbs, and you're not wasting a ton of stamina for when you just need an ounce more of stamina and you just didn't quite have enough. Okay, so I'm probably going to do about... You know, I need to stretch the ingredients out for right now. Pretty soon we're going to be going to the Lake Hylia, and you're going to get some fish down there that will give you a full wheel. And we're going to go horse catching, guys. That's another thing we're going to be doing right off the Great Plateau here. We're going to get a 5-star speedster horse. Absolutely opens up the game to DLC and non-DLC users alike. But yeah, we're going to need stamina for that. So yeah, for right now, I'm just going to use the mushrooms for kind of like... just, you know, quick, tight recharges for now. Okay, so we got the stam. We got the cold protection. You know, if we wanted to, we could cook up even more because we got more ingredients now. I could even do another attack power meal if I really wanted to. But right now, I think the stamina is more urgent. So yeah, I'm real happy with what we got cooking here. I got plenty of heart stuff going on, so I'm good there. And you can actually use these to roast also. I'll show you how that works here real quick. just make sure that you have an arrow icon there. You can toss them next to the fire and they should all catch. Matter of fact, I might just take a moment, you know, fry up some of these fish. And again, you can toss 10 out at a time. So I usually, you know, do that twice. Get them all out there at the same time. It just kind of speeds the process up a little bit. Alright, that's much better. Yeah, you gotta make sure that arrow icon is there, otherwise they're gonna go right into that cooking pot. And the other thing I like about doing it this way is it saves inventory. So notice all these fish I cook, I could have had 1 there, I could have had 100 there. They only take up 1 spot in the inventory. So that's an awful lot of heart replenishment for only 1 inventory slot, whereas if you cooked each meal, that would really start filling up this inventory, and that's no bueno. Alright guys, just see if I want to cook anything else up here last minute. I really don't think I need anything else. You know, if you want more cold protection, feel free. Matter of fact, maybe I'll do 1 more elixir just to see what kind of luck I have. Okay, so that got another randomized bonus. Where are my 2 elixirs? So notice one's got a different time on it. Or maybe I threw different monster parts in there. That could very well be, but it looks like one had... Oh no, I threw spicy peppers in. Never mind. That's why there's a variance. Disregard everything I just said. It meant nothing. Alright guys, here it comes. Next shrine. In keeping to the spirit of collecting everything in the game, he goes, yeah, I want that apple and I want that wood. And lucky me, I've got more good stuff spawning in here. Alright, now we need to get across this gully. Go ahead and whip out a bomb. Toss the bomb. That should get you a little bridge across here. And I'm not worried about the insects over here. They're probably going to get scared away with the falling log anyway. Oh yeah, sometimes you'll find an obscure beetle or critter over here, so look around the trees. I didn't see him. Right up until the last minute there, he was hidden. Okay, folks, so there's definitely going to be another goodie over here. I think I just realized I missed the stamp. I missed a couple. I haven't been very good about that today. I'll try to get better as I move forward. Oh yeah, lots and lots of apples here. Alright guys, here starts our climb. I would recommend putting a hard save down here. Just in case you fall off and die, because it's usually insta-death. It's quite a height. But just try to line yourself up to these ledges, and you can usually jump up there with minimal effort. So that one, 3 jumps got us up without even running out. I do want that mushroom. Again, we're going to need those. So I'll kind of, you know, skirt the area here just a little bit. And then I'm going to work my way back over to the right. And moving right along, I got a couple more mushrooms there. Absolutely. Scoop those up on the way. I might just go ahead and eat the meal here so I can save time during the stream. Whoops, I actually meant to hit A while I was jumping there. And then, yeah, one more ledge. Uh-oh. I got hung up on something. If it's nighttime, you might have a couple bony monsters popping up here. No biggie. Go ahead and kill them. And go on your merry way. Or you can just dive into the shrine and ignore them altogether, which is what I usually do. Alright guys, Stasis trial. Alright. It's getting real now. Well, I'm pushing an hour and a half. I'm definitely not going to finish up the Great Plateau tonight. There's so much more to do. I don't want this to turn into a 5-hour stream. Or 4-hour for that matter. So yeah, I'm definitely just going to get us through the shrines for tonight. We're going to get our paraglider knocked out. And that's a great time to go ahead and call a good break time. But don't worry guys, I'll be back on tomorrow evening. So yeah, we're definitely going to... And guys, there's a lot to do still on the Great Plateau. After we get that paraglider, the Great Plateau really opens up. Right off the Great Plateau, again, more Jorah's Mask, just other goodies. My brains are melting right now trying to think of it all. The Garuda weapons, especially the Garuda weapons. Those are worth going out for already. Not only that, just going to get the shrines. More spirit orbs means more stamina. More stamina means more, you know, capable Link. Especially here early game. So yeah, lots and lots of things to do, guys, right off the Great Plateau here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Probably don't really need that anymore. I probably don't even need the Traveler's Sword anymore. But I want something garbagey so I can get this rock out of my way. I almost fell off that ledge. Wowzers. Alright. With that, we are out of here. So folks, I genuinely hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, I would absolutely appreciate that. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright folks, I'm going to catch up on chat here just briefly, and then we're going to get into some more Great Plateau action, and we're going to get into the snow biome. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hey Muffin, good to see you tonight. Princess Buttercup, hey, loving it. Welcome to the stream. Ann Kerr, hey, what is up? Anna Kerr, I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. Apologies if I butchered that. Tony, learned something new with cooking. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help. There's so much to cooking in this game. Like, it's hard to think of it all, so there's definitely going to be more to come in the world of cooking for sure. The cake recipe. Hey, thanks for asking. So you can make a fruit cake with, which we don't have it yet, butter, wheat, sugar. That's the cake base. Then you can throw an apple or just any fruit in to make like a fruit cake. Or instead of the fruit, you could throw a monster extract in to make the monster cake. So just a couple of different options there for some different cakes. I know, right, Kathy? I gotta tell you, I had flashbacks to Gloom Hands, because I dry ran this route these past couple of days, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm safe. Okay. So yeah, freaking Gloom Hands. The stuff of nightmares. Okay, gotcha, Kathy. So I guess it's any meat then. Good to know. With the peppers for the old man. Definitely good to know. Yeah, Brian Austin, welcome. Yep, glorious indeed. I am loving it. I know, right, Buffy? Funny thing about that ascent, I got into a couple of places here, and I'm like, oh, I could really use ascend right now, because it's, you know, high up there, stamina. But yeah, definitely missed some of the TOTK superpowers. Good stuff. Hey, Jim Lewis. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and get out of the way. See you later, alligator. And get back into some more Great Plateau action. One more shrine, folks. And lots to do here. Lots of looting. We're going to hit a lot on the way. So I'm going to try to do this in kind of a linear fashion. It'll be a little bit zigzaggy, but it's worth it to kind of sidestep here and there for some goodies. For sure. And I like to go ahead and do my climb right here by the shrine. Right where we just saw those trees a second ago. For one, it's doable just by jumping on up. And guys, because I did not get the warm doublet, this is where I'm going to eat my cold protection. I'm going to take out that good long-lasting one here. You only need low level, thankfully. High level, that'll be later game areas. But here on the Great Plateau, it's all low level on the cold protection need. And getting back to, you know, things burning that I don't want to burn, like arrows and such. I don't want those bomb barrels exploding, so I'm going to do a little bit of la 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 la, run in, you know, guns a-blazing. Hopefully they don't throw a bomb barrel at me. Maybe I'll get all three? Ah! Barely! But if that didn't work out, I would have just pulled out my soldier's broadsword and I would have finished up whatever was left. And I would have been just fine. Okay, got another chest. Again, I'll zoom in that map a little bit better for y'all on these map shots. Sorry about that. Alright, from here I'm going to do a little bit more climbing. And there's a blue bobkin coming up, guys, so we're definitely going to want to be armed up for that fist fight. Because he's got a tough weapon, so make sure you've got a good shield out. Make sure you've got a good weapon out. Matter of fact, we can get a little bit of bullet time. That'll get him stunned. He might even, you know, drop his weapons if we're lucky. So I'm going to get kind of close to him where he can't see me. I'm going to jump up here and let Stam recharge. And then headshots. Pow! 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 Got him dead. Oh, didn't get him dead. Yikes! Okay, that worked out. Got ourselves another decent shield. That thing can go. That is now garbage. That's it, guys. 3 soldiers equivalent. 3 soldiers or equivalent weapons. And we haven't even gotten off the Great Plateau yet. And there's more where that's from. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. BotW style. Loving every minute of this. I cannot tell you how much I'm enjoying this game. And I really like how the image is more clear. Like, there's no more fog everywhere you look. I mean, it's still there, but it comes and goes. It's not like the whole picture is fogged out. He's like, what's going on? I heard a noise and my friends are dead. Alright, absolutely open up my crates. Sometimes you'll just get an apple, but more often than not you'll get arrows. And arrows is really why I take the time to open my crates. Okay guys, and you can already see by my stamps, we've already kind of looted down in the water area. Now right over here by the waterfall, there's a nice little hidden treasure chest that we're going to kind of sidestep for. This is where you might have to eat some stamina. I said might. This is where you're going to have to eat some stamina. And I always get one final jump. It just gives you extra distance in your climbs and stuff. You just got to be quick to open up your menu, you know, and eat more stam. Okay, I don't think I'm going to make it over there. Also, if you side climb, it uses less stamina. So if you're close to a ledge and it's next to you, just go ahead and sidestep. And that should stretch out that stam just a little bit further. Alright. Booyah. And on this climb, it's a bit higher up, so I'm going to take advantage of that ledge there that you just saw, kind of recharge stam. And then the snow really slows you down. We're going to go get snow and sand boots later on, you know, to speed that up. But here on the Great Plateau, we don't have snow boots. So just try to walk on the rocks. You'll see a big difference in Link's speed if you're on the rocky surface versus the snowy surface. Alright guys, from here I'm going to kind of work our way over to this area now. That's just kind of like more looting to do. And I think I got to go up a little bit higher here to make sure I hit that spot. Yeah, we definitely got a couple Koroks seeds coming up here. And just in case you're wondering where I'm heading right now, we're going to the last shrine, which is the Cryonis shrine. And that's going to be our ice block power. I love the ice block power. I didn't realize how much I loved it until I played TOTK and didn't have it anymore. I was like, oh, what I wouldn't give for Cryonis right now. Alright guys, so here's one Korok seed. Alright, just to show you where we wound up there, kind of right by my pin. And I'm right under here. Now guys, be careful of, you know, falling off. Again with that 1 heart penalty, which you saw me, you know, actually demonstrate in real life, which was awesome. Yeah, so you can use the rocks to speed yourself up, but it's easy to fall off the Great Plateau here, as I have learned from personal experience. Okay, so that's how you use Stasis to get rid of an object like that. You just basically got to turn on Stasis, highlight the item, and then, you know, you got to use a weapon or something to kind of hit it. You can hit it more than once, and that'll build up energy, and it'll get rid of it. It'll shoot it off in whatever direction the arrow is pointing. And actually, I forgot to point out there's a bow with a chest hidden up there by that Stasis shrine. Just to kind of show you on the map where that would have been. Right by the shrine there was that boulder. I'm sure you saw the boulder. I just forgot to talk about it. But yeah, you can, you know, Stasis that boulder, hit it a couple times with a weapon. It'll get the boulder out of the way. But I didn't personally get it because it's a leveling chest with a traveler's bow. So I'll come back and get that later game when it's, you know, a knight's bow or something like that. Or a royal bow for that matter. But yeah, if you do want it, it is there for the taking. So I'm just going to kind of continue on this little ledge. And I know you see these mushrooms, guys. I know they're juicy, but we cannot get those from here because it'll kick us off the Great Plateau. 1 heart penalty. Sadly, we'll have to wait and come back to those later. As soon as we get the paraglider, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can get off of here, go get things like that. No harm, no foul. Alright, guys. There is a hidden goodie up there. And once again, we're going to find the old man. And he's going to give you another offer to get the warm doublet. And once again, I wouldn't recommend doing that because then the treasure chest will not spawn in. And then if you want to come back here and do your treasure chest, you know, hunting later on, that ghost chest will still be making the Sheikah Slate think that there's a chest there. So to each their own on that. If you really want the warm doublet, feel free. He'll give it up to you, you know, he'll give it to you here without having to give up a meal or anything like that. And he'll just be like, well, you know, good job getting up here, and he'll give you the shirt. But yeah, go ahead and spam your collect button near this funny little rock, and that'll give you some kind of a gemstone. Or flint. Flint is fun, too. There's a side quest in Rito Village where you can trade like 5... What is it? 100 flint gives you 500 rupees. It's pretty insane. So yeah, you're going to see lots and lots of flint. Just know it's worth it. Let's see if I can play some basketball here. No way, Jose. That went nowhere near where it needed to go. And just to show y'all exactly like what's going on here, the missing rock is always in the direction where there's a missing gap. It's like, you saw that rock was like right there. Turn on that yellow rune. It should help you to locate those rocks just a little bit easier. Alright, once again with, you know, the rocky surface, that'll speed Link up just a little bit versus having to walk all the way in deep snow. And we're coming up on another EX chest. Very exciting. And there's my pin, there's my shrine, but right to the left of that, EX chest. Boom, baby. I'm hearing fireworks outside. It's not July yet. What is going on? I've been hearing them for about an hour and a half now. Is there a holiday I'm unaware of? I mean, it's possible. I play a lot of video games, and sometimes I miss the news, you know, for a day, a month, a year, whatever. But yeah, I've definitely been hearing firecrackers tonight. Sometimes people will be like, how did you not know about that? Do you live under a rock? Like, how do you not know? Oh, yeah. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Cut me a little slack. Alright guys, fourth and final shrine. Get her done. Cryonis, baby. Alright, so go ahead and once again talk to your pedestal. That'll activate our superpower here. And these ice blocks, they're awesome, they're fun. They can really put things within reach, especially where water and waterfalls are concerned. You can only cast 3 of them. So if you cast a 4th, the first one you put down will break and so on and so forth. So if you know you're kind of making your way across a big giant ocean or something, just keep that in mind. There will only be 3 at a time. Alright folks, let's do this thing. Let's get ourselves up and out of here. Now there's going to be a guardian coming up. A couple of different ways you can deal with this guardian. I usually just like to get a cheap headshot in with my beautiful soldier's bow. Doesn't always get the headshot, but, you know, I try anyway. If I miss the headshot, it usually still one-hits them. It's all good in the neighborhood. And I think we've got another spear in this chest. I'll show you how to scoop that up if you so desire. One thing I really appreciated about TOTK was they give you the option to drop a weapon while you were still in the chest. So you didn't have to like back out, go into the menu, and then drop something. So honestly, that was kind of nice, and I do kind of miss that. Actually, I'm not going to get that spear. You saw it was a Traveler's. It's bottom of the barrel. That's a leveling chest, so I can come back here later game. That'll be some kind of better spear later on as we progress that hidden stat I keep talking about. Okay, so go ahead and prop one side up on this little ramp thingy here. That should get you up and out. I can't multitask, so folks, I genuinely hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, guys, I always appreciate that. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright, I'm going to catch up on chat here before we get our paraglider. 4 spirit orbs, loving that. So in addition to paraglider, we're getting more stam. And believe me, just that one little sliver, it makes a huge difference. You will definitely feel that right away. Okay, yeah, definitely some more cutscene stuff here. Hey Draven, welcome! Good to see you tonight. So Switch 2, I'm loving it so far. I gotta tell you, the graphic difference is noticeable. And I didn't realize it, but when my TV died last year and I bought a new TV, I didn't realize it was 4K. So I got lucky because the Switch will not put out a 4K signal unless it's actually docked to a 4K monitor. So that was strictly dumb luck. Like, I have nothing else, no other need for 4K, so it actually just worked out. Vanelina, hey, good to see you tonight. I know I still haven't been on Legos, I'm sorry. Have mercy on my soul. Wow, Wanda, good to know. So you have like a Rolodex, like a proper no-kidding recipe thing going on? I like that idea. If I ever, like, you know, become well-known and I have merchandise, I'm going to have a Rolodex. A LevelUp Rolodex with 3x5s, and you can write stuff down. It's going to happen, and I'll name it WandaVision. As long as that doesn't get me in trouble. Huh? What do you think? Maybe I need your permission to do that, I don't know, but... Hey, Marigold, yeah, I am loving this game. You have no idea. Hey, Joker, welcome! Yeah, you're not kidding, Joker. And what I'm seeing on my TV versus what's coming through on my feedback loop, night and day difference. The feedback loop looks already pretty awesome, a lot better than it used to. But the TV... How did that go? I tried to get the cross-eye thing. It didn't really work out. Kento! He's played the game so much, I'm sure. Yeah. I did at one point. My memory's starting to fade, so I can't promise I'll still hit every little square inch perfectly, but 99.9% I'm pretty sure I know the game. Hopefully that works out. Thanks, Joker. Appreciate that. Good to know I make it look easy at least. Because by the blooper reels, you'd never know. I'm not sure what you were referring to there, Joker Essler, if you would want that also. See how far it goes. Bar Joker, I don't know if that... I might have missed something there. Sometimes things, you know, over my head. The man button is supposed to help with that, but it doesn't. Oh, the thing's going off. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely firecrackers. I mean, I'm in the county, so technically people can shoot firearms out here, but they sound like fireworky. Like the... How did that go again? The glitter. Gang war. Hope not. Alright, Valena, hope I didn't miss you there and saying goodbye, but thank you so much for stopping and definitely appreciate seeing you here. So, Tony, thank you so much for asking. Tomorrow I will be on... Tomorrow I will be on probably about 7 again, same time. I'm going to try to keep it, you know, more consistent. I might have to push that to 8, but if that ends up, you know, having to become a need, I'll put that in my post. Just look on my channel. You've got, you know, the videos, the live, the shorts, and then at some point it says like community or post. So I always, you know, post my recent schedules there. So if I do have to make a time change, at least you guys will know. All right, guys, I'm going to get myself back out of the way one final time here. Let's go get that paraglider. Toodles. So I just teleport back here to the Shrine of Resurrection. Oh, there's going to be a Koroks seed here, but we cannot get him yet. As soon as we land off the Great Plateau with our paraglider, he will then spawn in. So just wanted to let you guys know that since I'm cutting stream before I can actually do all that fun stuff. Because, wow, 2 hours in and I'm still only halfway done with mastering the Great Plateau. Guys, there's so much more to do here. So much more to do on the Great Plateau. I haven't even hit the forest yet. We're only about halfway done. Not only that, right off the Great Plateau, there's all these little, like, spiderweb type points you can hit for just amazing stuff. Rupees, gemstones, loot, weapons, Majora's Mask. Like, my toes are wiggling again just thinking about it all. But yeah, we're definitely going to hit that stuff up tomorrow night. And when I say you guys are going to have just a huge head start to your game, mastering the Great Plateau, guys, it's worth the time to do this stuff here and now. Because it's just, it's going to pay dividends when we really get going. When we get to the rainforest, you know, and beyond. What you do here is really going to pay dividends. Speaking of which, I'm going to get some more of my beetles since I see them respawning. Now, these are the ones that got away. If, you know, you were paying better attention than I was and you got all your beetles... these will not respawn for some time. It takes a good, I don't know, 10 or 20 days on Hyrule or something for these beetles to come back. It's quite a lot. But anyway, yeah, I'll just kind of scoop up what I see here and move along. And I think I already hit all this fun stuff, so I'm just going to go straight to the Cathedral. They give you a little riddle here, you know, where the things make an intersection, and where they're talking about is right here at the Temple of Time. So that's actually where we're heading right now. And I want that paraglider so bad I can already taste it. And guys, you have no idea like how hard it is. Because I dry ran this. I got the paraglider. I went to Gerudo. I got the super suit stuff going. And I was like, oh mama, we're doing videos. Especially for the non-DLC users. I mean, I was almost having more fun with that than I was the DLC stuff. Like, it was fun doing it that way. And yeah, I'll definitely demonstrate that here in this video series. But anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. Paraglider. Oh yeah, so I had the paraglider. And then, you know, I started this video tonight. I'm like, oh man, no more paraglider. What am I going to do? The sky is falling! The sky is falling! So yeah, like, I want this thing so bad I can literally taste it. Oh yeah, speaking of paragliders, guys, more stam. Once again, if you didn't catch the beginning of the stream, absolutely, hands down, wholeheartedly, without even thinking about it, I highly recommend getting the stamina first. Get all three wheels maxed out, and then you can start worrying about the heart containers. And guys, don't sweat it. You might be, you know, worrying about only having 3 heart containers. I'm going to show you a way around that with the hearty meals out of the rainforest. You're going to have extra hearts. You're going to have plenty of heart containers for days. I promise it won't be a problem. But if you don't have the stam, I can promise that will absolutely become a problem. You're not going to have the stamina you'll need to do the attacks that we need to get done, to have the sprinting ability, to have the climbing, the reach. Just, it's your everything, guys. Stamina, stamina, stamina. So anyway, after you've effectively cashed in your 4 spirit orbs for 1 stamina vessel, and that's another thing we're going to do as part of mastering the Great Plateau on part 2. There's going to be 4 shrines we can just plug away and get done real quick. Pow! We're going to come right back here and get even more stam. And again, it's going to make a huge difference. You're going to definitely feel a noticeable difference in that stamina. All right, so now, of course, you know, the old man can't make things easy. He's got to make it, you know, difficult to go find him, but it's worth it because this is our paraglider. And again, I'm going to let the cutscene stuff play out. And I'll get back on screen here with you guys and chat with y'all a little bit before we actually call it done. But for now, guys, if you enjoyed the videos, if you enjoyed the stream, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I always appreciate that. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting.
The time has come to
Okay, I'm not going to skip. Again, I'm just going to let these play out for the folks that want to see it.
I was King Rome Bosphorus Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule. A kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated.
I got you, Joker. Always drinking water. Okay.
A century ago.
Hey, Sunny family. Welcome. Good to see you. Yes. Definitely the Switch too.
And since that time, here I have remained in
My toes are wiggling.
I did not think it wise to overwhelm you.
And there's a noticeable difference. The way it's coming through on the channel, maybe not so much. But I do have it set to 4K. Hopefully it's coming through in 4K. I don't know. My feedback window isn't showing me that status. But if it's not, I'll try to figure out what's wrong with it and I'll get that fixed. But the recorded versions should be in 4K because it's definitely set that way in OBS.
To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past.
Yeah, Joker, you and me both, man. If you had known me in my last career, I had a Diet Coke pyramid where I had to remove the ceiling tile so I could continue the Diet Coke pyramid. Like, it was getting real. I was drinking soda, I was not drinking water. Very unhealthy back then. So yeah, I definitely switched to water for a reason.
The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it.
Where is my super suit? Love that movie! See, Joker, this is why we're friends. We're tracking.
And began excavating large.
They need to make more Incredibles movies. Like, I'm
It
waiting.
wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors.
No capes! No capes! I might even use that here later on when I get a super suit with a cape.
Were giant.
I'm gonna have to perfect her voice a little bit first.
We also found
Because right now I cannot imitate her voice at all.
soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land.
Oh, Sunny. So yeah, I actually went to my Walmart store this morning. I got up early,
Access with a sacred power
which is why I'm talking fast, is when I'm tired.
chosen by the sword that seals the darkness.
I can't slow it down.
You sealed Ganon away, using the power of these ancient
Walmart was completely sold out, and they were the day before. They were like, "Oh, we'll be fine. We got plenty." Tee. No, completely sold out. I was like, "Well, that sucks." Tried Target, sold out. I'm like, "Okay." Got online. It said Best Buy still had a few. I was like, "Man, that is nowhere close. By the time I get there, they're going to be gone." But what the heck? I got nothing to lose. I woke up early for this. I'm going to try. Get to Best Buy. goes, oh yeah, we got plenty. Cha-ching! Credit card!
Princess is their commander. We dubbed these pilots champions.
So yeah, Best Buy is where I got mine today. And Target and Walmart both told me we have no idea when we're going to get more in. So I honestly don't know. I didn't think that these things were going to be in such high demand. It's kind of crazy that I found them sold out.
But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining.
Durian fruit. Yep, Kento. I can almost taste it. Gotta get them hearts. Gotta get them hearts. Not only that, there's a ton of radishes out there too. 720. Is that 420 plus 3?
He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle.
If you don't know what that means, forget I ever said anything. Jim Lewis, hey, welcome!
The champions lost their lives.
Yes, I will definitely demo the amiibos. I just got to get the cards back from my daughter. Daughter, if you're watching, I need my amiibo cards back. I never would have let you borrow those had I known.
And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by calamity.
Video stream quality 720. Oh, okay, that's because YouTube hasn't processed it yet. So I don't know why that is, but during the live streams, it never gives you the full quality. I don't know why. Even when I was doing full 1080p. While I was actively streaming, it was a lower video quality. I think it was 4 something. Anyway, or 360 even. Again, I don't know why that is, but it takes YouTube a few hours, and then after the video processes and posts, even though it's watchable before that happens, it'll show it in that lower video quality until it posts, and then it shows the proper video quality and gives you the options down below. You know, before it would have been 1080p, but now hopefully it'll say 4K. But again, that'll take a few hours. It might even take a few more hours considering we're doing 4K. I don't know. This is all new to me, but thank you for letting me know that.
The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because if it's not pushing that 4K, that means me and technology just aren't getting along, and it's going to take me some time to figure out how to fix that. And you might see me streaming throughout the day tomorrow, just like test streams, trying to figure it out. But I'll try to title those videos accordingly if I'm going to do all that. Wow, these are really long cutscenes.
Stop him from consuming our land.
So guys, so much more to come. Thank you so much for sticking with. If you're just now catching me at the tail end of this, please go back and rewatch the stream, because I'm talking about a lot of different things at different times and why this route is really worth trying. Even if you're a veteran, even if you think you already know the game, even for you speedrunners out there, like I'm telling you, there's something to this route. I keep getting emails. Then, you know, I got one guy emailed me thousands of hours in. He was like, I saw your video series. I didn't like your idea of going to the rainforest. Didn't understand it. But he said, I watched a few of your videos. Now I get it. Thank you so much for giving me like something new to the game, something to chew on. I was like, that is awesome. Like, that was one of the highest honors I could have received. Some people have actually like sent me hate mail. Hey, you don't know what you're talking about. This KO credit doesn't exist. You know, no other gamers are talking about this. So I was like, whoa. You know, I was kind in response, like, hey, I get it. It's a hidden stat. Trust me. Follow the program. Follow the stream or the series. It'll come to fruition. It'll make sense. And then, you know, I got that email back a few months later. Hey, really sorry about that hate mail. Just thank you so much for being kind to me. And, you know, yeah, you're right. He said, if I would have lost thousands of dollars on that bet. He said, but you told me to try it. I did. And just thank you. So yeah, just again, guys, there's something to this route. So, I really hope you guys stick with me through the duration of the series. We're gonna wrap up, you know, mastering the Great Plateau here on tomorrow night's stream. Really combat capable tomorrow night. Like, you guys have no idea what we're in for. So folks, with that, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, I always appreciate that. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and chop stream here. We're going to drop a hard save. Whoop. How do you save this game again? Tee. Drop a hard save right here. And tomorrow night, it'll be party time. Until the next time, peace out, y'all. Thanks again.